Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A former teacher in Henry, South Dakota, who admitted to having sexual contact with a student will spend a year behind bars. A judge sentenced 42-year-old Shanna Reese Wednesday in Cottington County. Reese pleaded guilty to sexual contact with a child under 18.
The Henry School District said it was made aware that a teacher had inappropriate activities with a student in March. Reese resigned immediately. Authorities on the Rosebud Reservation are investigating an unattended death. Rosebud Sioux Tribe law enforcement shared information about the investigation yesterday. Authorities say it happened in St. Francis near the area of 8 Block. Officials are asking community members to stay away from the scene. Authorities say a child was able to get their siblings out of a mobile home that caught fire yesterday in Clark. The Clark Police Department says it happened in the 300 block of 2nd Avenue Northwest at 2:30 p.m. 3 children were home at the time of the fire. One was able to call 911 and get their 2 younger siblings outside. During the investigation, authorities learned that a candle was near a couch that caught fire. The fire then spread through half of the mobile home. The home is considered a total loss, but no injuries were reported. Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. A lot of people looking forward to the holiday weekend, and they're going to be greeted by hot weather.
Yeah, the hot weather is definitely a theme here, but we'll find some segments of time I think we'll work around that heat. Certainly in the mornings and the evenings, it will cool off a lot better. And during the day, well, you just have to kind of stay ahead of it here. So drink a lot of water and be prepared for it. 100 degrees in Valentine today and near that mark in winter. 91 over in Watertown, 91 also in Brookings. That's a quick look at weather. We'll get to the forecast details coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. On the corner of 10th Street and Franklin Avenue, you'll find a new family-owned store offering new vintage and handmade goods. Farmhouse Market is owned by the Vanderzeel family from Minnesota.
This is their second location, the first being in Edgerton, Minnesota. In addition to goods from vendors, the Sioux Falls store has its own line of furniture paint and soy candles.
I really like the homemade aspect of it because I feel like it's just still from a person that you know. You can see them. They made this.
Vanderzeel runs the store alongside her husband and son. For store hours, follow the link under this story right here on KELOLAND.com. The month-long Downtown Pork Showdown kicks off today in Sioux Falls. Chef Lance Zon Phillips is a 2-time defending champion and one of 17 participants vying for this year's title.
Chef Lance White calls his entry comfort on a plate, serving Iberian pork and au gratin potatoes.
How can we take it and do something completely different with it? So it kind of stretches me too, as far as like what different techniques we could do, what kind of pork are we going to use.
We have restaurants create brand new dishes featuring pork, and then they serve them through the entire month of September.
If Chef Lance's is on your list, Chef White suggests making a reservation. We've provided a link with a list of this year's participants under this story right here on KELOLAND.com. Right now, you have a chance to help out the Sioux Falls Area Humane Society. KELOLAND Media Group is once again hosting its annual Pet Food Drive.
You can drop off donations of dog and cat food at our station in downtown Sioux Falls. We'll be collecting donations from now until 2 p.m. We'll also be accepting pet supplies and toys as well as cash donations for the shelter. A college volleyball match in Nebraska is sending a strong message about women's sports. Support is stronger than ever, and it's growing. More than 92,000 fans showed up to watch Nebraska take on Omaha.
That's a world record for attendance at a women's sporting event. O'Gorman fans may have an extra reason to be excited as the teams featured 3 alums in Husker Bergen Riley and Mavericks Megan and Michaela Thiert.
I'm proud of them because I've seen how they've grown and everything like that, even though I'm younger, but I think they left a big impact on O'Gorman volleyball too.
The previous record for attendance at a women's sporting event was set at a soccer match in Spain. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, details for the hot weekend weather forecast. We'll start with today. South winds and temperatures back to the 90s today. Sioux Falls at 93 for a high. These are the hourly temperatures at 4 p.m. and we're close to 90 in Aberdeen. I think we're near the Century Market Winter, and Rapid City in between there, close to 90 as well. Will there be any chance of rain? I'm going to bring that up because on radar, you might see a couple of things here and there. We do have a little piece of some tropical moisture trying to sneak in here a little bit, some clouds and those kind of things. It's still very hot, but once in a while, we may be able to generate a couple of spots on radar, and there's a subtle hint of that in the northeast tonight and even tomorrow north of Sioux Falls, between Sioux Falls and Brookings. There could be a couple of these things, but when we had that the last time around, it really doesn't make much of a difference on the amount of moisture we actually get at the surface. So with that being said, the high tomorrow, 95 Sioux Falls. Well, we're actually going to be higher than that. The hourly temperature is 95 at 4 o'clock. I think we'll probably get close to 100 degrees in Yankton, and not far from that number in Chamberlain as well. And really, this keeps going. On Sunday, it's actually going to expand. The heat index, so this takes in, of course, all the other variables like your wind and some of the humidity. It doesn't really change a lot from northern South Dakota to southern areas of Ketherland. We're all about the same. Rapid City arguably might be actually a little bit cooler because it's a drier heat there. Heat index on Sunday, well, 95 to 100. That catches a lot of it. There could be a few exceptions where the humidity is a little higher. And also on Labor Day, it's more of a dry heat. The wind is still out of the south. And so when we talk about a drier heat, it does make a difference on how it feels. And I would argue, too, if the wind is at least 10 to 20, that's also a little helpful. If you can find some shade, you know, and be outside a little longer in that kind of weather. Tuesday, we're almost done in Sioux Falls. But notice how Rapid City is already a lot cooler. And then Wednesday and Thursday of next week, then we'll really knock down the heat. We'll see how long that lasts, but that's the going trend. Mid-90s today already in Mitchell in your forecast, 97 degrees over in Chamberlain. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast, and we haven't changed our tune a whole lot. 97 tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, 100 Monday on Labor Day, 94 Tuesday, and then the rain chance starts to pop up. All the signals later next week, they're looking a little better than they were yesterday. So hopefully, if you're looking for rain, I know many of you are, the hope is we'll pick up at least some chances here in the middle of next week. And if not at that point, the end of next week, there are some signals of some systems at least trying to come into the region. But we're going to have to piece those out one at a time. Aberdeen, it's plenty hot through the weekend. No change there. The humidity is going to be higher in Aberdeen compared to Sioux Falls, so don't forget about that. Pierre also close to 100. That's really no change there, both Saturday, Sunday. And Rapid City just a little bit cooler than Pierre, but still mid to upper 90s. So take care in the sunshine and the heat. Find out more details online at ketherland.com.